What is the difference between sleep and meditation? What is the difference between sleep and meditation? We talked about brain waves, right? So we talked about brain waves, beta, alpha, theta, delta, gamma. So many waves. Just imagine all the waves going inside your head. So, when you go to sleep, what happens? You lie down to sleep. If you have watched a nice movie last night, then probably you will not go to sleep. Okay, you'll be all excited and but if you have read a nice book, especially on health and fitness and all that, body is relaxing. If you had a nice warm water bath before going to sleep, your body is relaxed. If there is not too much of blue light, that is TV, screens, right, which doesn't spoil your circadian rhythm, okay, your body starts relaxing. So, from a beta state of excitement, your body is relaxing into alpha. Okay. Especially, you're lying in the bed and reading a book. Slowly, you get into that relaxed state. Relaxed state into alpha. So you're ready to sleep. You're not sleeping yet. And then you slowly slip into sleep. You're slipping into sleep, it is theta. Okay. Brain waves are going into theta state. Slow. Then you go into deeper sleep. Okay. That is when you're going into delta state. Right, so sleep is here, right? So going from alpha to theta to delta. So sleep is here. Sleep doesn't go beyond that. Sleep is limited to this. Now, this is an extremely important function for everything in our life, to reduce stress and to regenerate your body and your brain. Clearing of memory, all this consolidation of memory, all this happens during sleep. So it is a very important thing which you have to do, right? Your body recuperates during sleep. Now, if you look at Om, see Om, right? Om also represents these states. I have explained this before. Okay, so Om represents the waking state, dream state, deep sleep state, right? A, O, M, right? So it represents these waves. Okay. Now, Om also represents the last state, which is represented by the dot, which is separated from the entire. When you look at the Om written, A, O, M, okay, and there is a dot which is completely separated from the letters. Have you seen in Om? There is a dot which is separated from the letters. Okay, that represents a fourth state which we call as Turiya. Okay, and a Turiya state is a state where awareness, you are completely aware in all. So it is like somebody watching over all the other three states. Okay, so there is something inside, there is a consciousness within our body which is watching all the other three states: waking state, deep sleep, dream state, deep sleep state. All of this is being watched over by something in our body. That is the Turiya state, right? So that is a state of awareness. That is a state of awareness. Okay, so this is what Om explains in Mandukya Upanishad. Om explains these states. Right. Now let us bring back to science. Right. Now, so you have got different parts of the brain. Now I'm talking science. Okay. And we have different parts of the brain, frontal cortex, and all of this. Right. When you're sleeping, the frontal cortex is completely relaxed and sleeping. There is no activity here. There is absolutely no activity here. So in sleep, you don't have any awareness. Right? In sleep, you have absolutely no awareness. You have no control. Okay, whether you have got all these sleep cycles in the sense you go from one state to another state to another state to another state. You go from alpha to theta to beta, theta to delta. Okay, tuck. Okay, every 2-3 hours, I think 3 hours or something, it goes like 3 hours. Okay, so there's each cycle is there, right? And it is going, and you have no awareness of it. You have no awareness of the dream while you are in the dream, right? So your prefrontal cortex is completely blank. Okay, there is no activity there. But if you look at meditation, right, and you measure it with all these new gadgets you have, prefrontal cortex is extremely active, right? But you're still going into alpha, you have theta, delta, and then you go into gamma, which is an excited state. Okay, which is a super excited state, super conscious state. Right? So that happens during meditation. So in meditation, the difference between sleep, so all the three states which I talked about, which is, or the three waves which I talked about, which is alpha, theta, and delta, happens in sleep. It happens in meditation also, right? But in meditation, what happens is that the awareness of all the three states are there, right? Even though your brain is getting into that nice recuperative phase, that awareness is always there. Okay, so you are aware. You can consciously go into these states. In sleep, you are not consciously going into this in these states, right? So if you have gone for an exciting movie last night, okay, probably you have not even gone into the deep sleep state. You have not even gone into theta or delta. Forget delta. You might not even gone to theta, right? So that recuperation has not happened, right? Because you are not in control. You are not conscious, right? You are not in control of that. But when you are in deep meditation, what happens is you can consciously go into those states. You can consciously go from alpha to, theta to delta to gamma. Okay, now when I talk about consciously going, I am talking about experienced meditators, right? I'm talking about experienced meditators, not novices, right? So a novice will take a long time, long years of practice when he can go into these states consciously, right? Years and years of practice, right? So I hear people say that, oh, I'm not getting enough sleep. I slept only 3 hours. I had late night movie. I had late night party. I had binge drinking last night. Okay. I had all these problems. These days, the life is like that, right? Everybody wants to go out and party. Right. So, can I compensate with meditation? It's nice, no? Because this all these gurus, special gurus, big beard and all that gurus, right, say that, okay, I sleep only 3 hours. I compensate for sleep with meditation. I compensate for sleep with meditation. Well, to an extent, it is correct. If you are an experienced meditator, you don't require too much of sleep, right? If you are an experienced, the caveat is here. If you are an experienced meditator, you don't require too much of sleep. 3 hours, 4 hours is fine, because rest, okay, 1 hour if you're meditating, after that, you compensate for it, right? Because you're consciously going into that deep state of relaxation, which is delta. Okay, theta and delta. In that 1 hour, whole 1 hour, you can be in that state. If whole 1 hour you can be in that state of delta, okay, you don't have to sleep 6 hours, because in 6 hours or 7 hours of sleep, normally you are getting less than 1 hour of delta. You understand what I'm saying? If you are sleeping for 7 hours, right, you are not going into delta state even for 1 hour, right? But a deep meditator can go into delta 1 hour, just like that, right? So you are not a deep meditator. So you don't compare yourself with the great yogis. So the essence of all this, what I'm saying is that for normal people like us, it is better to get 7 hours of sleep. Okay, for normal people like us, it is better to get 7 hours of sleep. Eventually, when we have progressed a lot, right, then we can say yes. You sit in the flight and you go into meditation for 1 hour, pop, you don't require sleep at all. You sit in the taxi, you go into deep meditation for half an hour, you're fresh, right? You don't require too much of sleep, right? We are not there yet. So as of now, let's get our 6 hours minimum, ideally 7 to 8 hours of sleep, especially if your body physically active, right? If you're physically active, I would recommend that you get 7 to 8 hours of sleep, right? Now, if you're sleeping more than 8 hours, that is also a problem, right? So anybody sleeping more than 9 hours and all that, then it is a disease, right? That is also a problem. Okay, so it's all about moderation. Okay, that range from 6 to 8 is ideal for most of us, right? For meditators or deep meditators, yes, they can get away with 3 hours of sleep with extra maybe 1 hour of meditation, right? And another thing which I want to discuss with you is about meditation itself. As you become more experienced in meditation, right? I have seen people go and sit and meditate for 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours and all that. You go for all these camps, so you sit and meditate for 6 hours, right? Experienced meditators don't meditate for 6 hours. Experienced meditators meditate less than 1 hour, right? Because the efficiency improves. 1 hour is more than enough for them. So if you look at Krishna, okay, so Krishna used to wake up in the Brahma Muhurta. He meditates 1 hour maximum, that's it, right? Krishna used to meditate first thing in the morning. He wakes up at Brahma Muhurta, meditates for 1 hour, and then he goes about his duties. And he goes about his duties. He doesn't have time to meditate again. He has got so much of work to do, right? Not sit and meditate. And it is not necessary also. All the great yogis, okay, if you take Vivekananda, okay, all of them, right, they meditate for 1 hour, and then the rest of the time they are in service. They are in service to society, right? When you are in service to society, you don't have time to sit idle. Okay, you have to be out. Okay, you have to be working. You have to be talking to people. You have to be helping people, right? It's a service. So you don't have time to sit and meditate for 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, and all